Every week, we put someone above the line. Today, that's Kelly Mumma. Kelly is the National Engagement Manager at Her Song. She works alongside survivors of human trafficking, doing trauma-responsive outreach, care coordination, and long-term survivor care. Together, they build something survivors rarely get handed, a safe place to rebuild and discover what they're worth. That's the job. Here's the person behind it. Ask what she's most proud of, and it isn't a title. It's showing up big for her nieces, for her bonus daughter. Every game, every school event, or just because. She says if she isn't loving well at home first, she's missing the point of ministry. She works hard at one thing, letting her yes be yes and her no be no. For I was hungry, and you fed me. When you did it to one of the least of these, you were doing it to me. Her prayer, to never grow numb to someone's suffering, to see people the way Jesus does, to never stop going after the one. That's Kelly Mumma, above the line.
Favorite segments where we take a big old light and celebrate somebody in the community. And today we're celebrating Kelly. Steve, goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does. She is an incredible person, and so grateful to have a relationship with her and be able to support her song.
Awesome. So Kelly, we're celebrating you today. Love to see you in the comments in the community, and welcome to the tie-in. Good morning, Spartacus. I see you in the comments as well. Good to have you on the tie-in, a live show where we dig into reimagining the roofing industry, brought to you by our friends at Division 7, and of course sponsored by our friends at Obtelos. All right, Jimmy, let's run the crib with Hector and Randy. Going over to the contractor read. We're going to dig back into our little chat with Ben before Keith and Steve dig into the main topic today, which is when the building belongs to everyone, and then we'll wrap it up with the history of roofing before we say goodbye for another big episode of the tie-in with Keith and Steve. All right, Jimmy, let's run the clip.
I liked him. About 10 minutes in, I stopped taking notes and just started listening. That doesn't happen with everybody in that chair.
Yeah, I sat there for a minute after he left. Didn't want to move. You don't get that off everybody who walks through here.
The Westerville part's what stuck with me. Most people scale down when they leave a stadium. He scaled up.
There's a version of that guy who takes the stadium and rides it out. He picked the food pantry. That's not a small thing.
He's a guy I'd work for, and I don't say that about many people who wear that kind of suit.
Time with Keith and Steve, and let's break down our chat with Ben before we head into our main topic. And I got a giggle, man, because when Ben said I was retired, I'm like, oh, this story is not going to go in the right direction. And he was retired, and then he's back into building incredible facilities, making differences in the community. He's clearly a man of faith who sees things going in the right direction. Let's take a quick minute to reflect on our chat with Ben. Steve.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I took away, there's a couple things, but one thing that I took away from that conversation was the delegation that was needed in order for him to succeed in these roles. He was very, in his humility about that, right? He's not a know-it-all kind of guy by any means. He realizes that he needs a strong team around him that gets it, wants it, and has the capacity to do it. And so that's what we call here at Division 7 GWC. And that's something that we look for in the team members around us. And so he realized that he needed that, because without a strong team around him, and without being a humble leader who is able to garner the respect of those teammates, he's not going to be able to pull off all of the things that he did. And then the second thing that I was thinking about was, the collaboration needed in order to pull this off. So public-private partnerships, nonprofit partnerships, contractor relationships. You'd have to have, imagine, as a, basically you're running a general contracting firm in that sense when you're going to build a stadium or any building for that matter, but something so grand as a stadium even more. The relationships that you need with all of these contractors in order to pull it off successfully, and the high-level project management that has to take place to get everything sequenced right as well, and in the right order, on the right timeline, and all of that. So very impressive guy that he's been able to pull that off, and just have a lot of respect for Ben.
I really lean into the delegation aspect of it as well, because we talked about landing a $1.1 billion building. Steve, we got to do a little bit of delegating to build that. Here's a question for you as a leader. Why do you believe you're a leader, you're a father, a business owner? Delegating is so hard for all of us who are leaders and business owners and so forth. Maybe just to offer some personal insight, Steve. Why is it so hard to delegate?
Yeah, I think it's really tough for me as well, and it's because I think this, probably for anyone that has trouble delegating, this is the thing that comes up. I feel like I can do it better than
Yes.
everyone else around me. There's no one else around me that could do it quite as good as me. Now, that's not true, right? That's a false belief.
Yes.
But something about whatever task that is, we cling to that we make it a part of our identity and we cling to it. And so
Yes.
we take full responsibility, and that's a good thing, but we can do it to a fault. And so the thought is, if I delegate this task or responsibility and it doesn't get done to the level that I think it should be done and I need it to be done, then it's a failure. And yeah, and we take that to heart. So we need to retrain our brains, I think.
I know it's something that I have worked on as a leader my whole career, Steve, which is just being really, trying to get better at delegating to this day, frankly. And then when we get presented with a story like Ben, who's, being a part of a $1 billion project, like I joked to start, we need to delegate, or that project is probably not going to succeed very well, or it's going to run over budget, or it's just not going to. And then when you say to me, we got public and private and all these different owners involved, there needs to be delegation happening, Steve Reiss.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no question about it. If you don't delegate in those situations, those projects will fail and flop.
Yeah.